Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back with another comic book review. This time it'll be on Batman Catwoman number 4. And honestly, before we even start, there's really not much to say about this issue compared to the past 3. It's pretty much following all the same story beats. Nothing's happening, but it's just your average Tom King book. But I want to review it anyway because I bought it. I like Clayman's art, so let's get right into it. First, we have this beautiful cover by Jim Lee, which I'm buying all the Jim Lee covers, which is another reason why I'm buying it. I'm not buying it for Tom King, I'm buying it for the art, if you couldn't tell already. And it's a really solid cover, especially with Alex Sinclair doing the colors on it. You have a lot of the, composition aspects highlighted by the changing colors from bottom to top. And, just, it's a Jim Lee cover. You can't go wrong with it. He always innovates, he always does something new. So, yeah, really good cover. And the buildings are just marvelous to look at, all the detail that he puts into that. Anyway, let's get right into the actual book. So the book starts off with this mansion, and of course you have the other doors open, and Tom King is pretending like he's a screenwriter by having a song once again over something happening, right? No context, and it slowly pans into a bomb. Again, I could totally see this in a movie, but this isn't a movie. It doesn't work the same way as it would in a movie. So we have Phantasm talking, which we have another splash page of Phantasm, really beautifully illustrated. I just really love what Clayman's doing with it. And she is just monologuing about things and seems to be breaking into a place and watching a bunch of TVs while what is assumed to be their kid, Batman and Catwoman's kid, is taking out some thugs, going to interrogate the Penguin, who has a penguin, because of course he does, right? So that's all it is. She wants to talk. She wants to learn about Catwoman. And, well, he doesn't want to tell her because, of course, he doesn't. So we cut to that. She obviously beats him up. Great splash page. All of the splash pages are great. And we cut to Bruce and Selena talking. What are they talking about? They're talking about going to a venue. And Selena's like, oh, by the way, the Joker planted this bomb inside of an ice rink. And it's going to go off in like 20 minutes. You should probably go do something about that. And he's like, golly, you could have told me this earlier. So he goes, and yeah, he doesn't really like it. As you can see, he looks a little bit upset. She's cursing, she's lying in bed, and she gets lured down to the basement, hearing I'm assuming a video audio kind of playing. So she goes down there and meets the Phantasm right there, as you can see. To which we cut back to the future, not the movie, but the future, here with their daughter interrogating some more people at Arkham about Catwoman and Batman's villains, which I'm starting to get the sneaking suspicion that Catwoman is cheating on Batman with Joker just because of these little things. Like Tom King is implying something here, and maybe I'm looking too far into it, but she's totally cheating on him because if you look at this, what Clayface says in his little monologue, he says, admittedly, some closer than others. That is only natural, I suppose. But no one was close with the Joker, except her, of course. At least that I remember. And they all kind of say the same thing. They all kind of say that Catwoman and the Joker were closer than other people to the villains. To which she goes and interrogates Nora Freeze, who goes on her little thing, and she's like, well, why are you asking me this? Batman punches ice because any good man can do that, punch through ice. If any of you have punched ice, you obviously know that it's that easy. And disarms the bomb because he doesn't die. And the Phantasm is talking to Catwoman about how they both dated Batman and how he's a stubborn child and she needs to take care of him. At least that's what I think. Honestly, that's what I took from it. That's not exactly what she said, but come on. It's a Tom King book, right? Catwoman encounters the Penguin and says, hey, what did you tell my daughter, you piece of crap? And he says, I'm not going to tell you anything. So she sicks her cat on his penguin, which is actually kind of sad. Penguins are so cute. He didn't deserve it. He deserved better. Yeah. I mean, and then we have this page here. Yeah, it's a Tom King book, and it checks off all 3 boxes, actually, what I've noticed from Tom King's writing. Well, first of all, he makes the male lead character literally small. He literally made him small in this image, obviously done on purpose. He makes the uh, the female counterpart to him, always in some sexual situation. I've noticed, dressed either sexually or sexually dominant in some way. That's what I've noticed. Maybe I'm looking too far into it. And then, of course, the women always curse a lot, and maybe the guys curse a lot too, but since he always focuses on the women, they curse a lot, because you can see that here when Batman says, I want to know where the Joker is, she proceeds to tell him, F you, and leaves, runs away, and he's like, oh, I'm sad, she just left. Honestly, it's just your average Tom King book. It's nothing you've never read before. If you've read one, you've pretty much read them all. Again, if you're gonna buy it for the art, because Tom King is, it's just, there's nothing there. There's no substance. There's nothing he's never done before. The characters are interchangeable. Nothing really matters with his writing, and it's just, there's nothing there. But I'll tell you where there is a story with something there. It's actually my story that I wrote with a friend of mine, and I illustrated it. So you should definitely go buy that if you want something in your story instead of buying Batman and Catwoman. I mean, for the price of like 6 Batman and Catwomans, you can get one of my stories, which I'll tell you, it's worth 12. So go buy my story since there's something there, and it's different. Bet you've never seen that before. So yeah, go buy it, and yeah, I'll review some more comics, probably The New Gods by Jack Kirby, and, as usual, I'll be back. Thanks. Bye.